Naomi Girma, and you're listening to Two Balls and a Mic podcast.
Welcome to Two Balls and a Mic. We are here, episode 124. I knew I was going to mess that up the first time, but it's all good. We are here on a Monday. We're going to talk San Diego Loyal. San Diego Loyal win in their homecoming game 3-0 against Corey Herzog and his Herzog Hartford Athletic. 3-0 was a match in that game. The most important thing is that the YMCA won. Halftime, we hit the crossbar. Good job, us. We're also going to go ahead and talk about San Diego Wave. San Diego Wave tie against the Rapinos. OL Reign tying in the NWSL matchup here at Torero. It was a big weekend for soccer. We're also going to go ahead and talk about the Nations League a little bit. Mexico playing Jamaica tomorrow, the UEFA Nations League, and we're doing a Calafino giveaway of a Father's Day prize pack with a Calafino bottle, some Callaway golf clubs, some blenders eyewear, and 2 tickets to this weekend 619 Juneteenth celebrations of San Diego Loyal.
Oh, man, it's going to be a great episode today.
Yeah,
absolutely. But let's bring on someone very special to us
Calafino.
Here in our hearts. And that is Don Julio. I'm just kidding. What? What? Mr. Alan Underwood, how are you doing,
Alan,
sir?
how are you?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Hanging in there. I leaned over to my wife on Sunday and said, we are missing both Megan Rapinoe and Rose Lavelle in San Diego right now. And then I was sad, but then I realized that if I'm the reason I'm home means I have to miss it, I would have been gone, and then I would have been somewhere else, and I would have missed it anyway. So I didn't feel as bad, but I did miss seeing Rose Lavelle in person.
And some of those players are just world class things happening here in San Diego. We'll get to that San Diego Wave. Thank you to Naomi Girma for that little shout out. So that was pretty awesome, pretty cool. But let's talk about the Saturday game. Let's go in chronological order here with San Diego Loyal. San Diego Loyal returns to Torero Stadium, winning 3-0 against Hartford Athletic. Their first victory in a while, it seems. And
after 56 days.
After
2 months.
After 2 months of not being at Torero. It was also YMCA night, so this is probably be the only time where we will mention. This is probably the only time I'll admit to working at such establishing fantastic nonprofit. So shout out to us. We were invited and to be special guests for the Crossbar Challenge. We will get that. Get to that. We hit the crossbar, Alan. Did you know that? Did you see?
I surmised from the Twitter sphere that you guys were successcul. So congratulations.
As a YMCA team,
we were absolutely. That's 100. You know what, Alan? That's 100% correct.
Yeah.
Let's go back actually before this match because there was some news that came down that San Kempen, as Jerry Jimenez once dubbed him, John Kempen.
St. John Kempen.
Number 28, goalkeeper, currently playing DC United MLS side, former San Diego Loyal, which I guess had never played in front of a San Diego Loyal crowd.
Oh.
Was that true?
Unless you count as a
because
crowd?
Finlandson started that first match against Vegas, and then we played Tacoma, and then fans didn't get to see the team again until both Kempen and Rubin and Miguel Berry all made their way to MLS teams.
Yeah, Valentin, when he started that game before, everyone realized he was hot garbage.
Come on, he's a loyal fan of Two Balls and a Mic. Can't be saying that.
I also have a signed pair of goalkeeper gloves from him, so I will not talk smack about him. He is a competent USL keeper, probably a number 2
goalkeeper, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's playing anymore.
Yeah,
he
retired. I think he's still making wines.
No, it was
beer.
Beer.
Making beer.
Hey, guest of the podcast.
Yeah, former guest of Two Balls and a Mic. So that happened, and so what exactly does that mean? Before the match, was it, Chiwa? Again, going in chronological order, I think. Mm-hmm. You talk with former number 1 starting goalkeeper, but we won't mention his name. But
On my way down,
Hola, ¿qué tal? Soy Coque Vegas.
I ran
Habla así.
into a such player, all kinds of such there, and I was just talking about his injury and like how he's feeling and when he's gonna come back, and
How are you feeling?
words were exchanged, and he mentioned that last they checked, they're monitoring, but it was a little worse than they thought. So it could take a couple weeks, maybe a month, which also makes sense as to why the loan.
For John Kempen, no, 100%. Did you
Kempen.
get that sense, Alan, when we were talking with Nate? Because we did have some Miller time early on this week. And we asked him. We directly asked him.
Okay.
Did you get that sense that from his response that was the case then?
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like he was right around the corner of coming back, but obviously by the loan, he is a little bit further away than they would feel comfortable with. And what better loanee to get than someone who already knows the system, already knows the team, has played with, I wouldn't say a lot of the players, but enough of them to be a good guy to go get to plug right in. And John Kempen, the last time he was here, had arguably one of the greatest goalkeeper seasons in the USL, statistics wise. And I mean, he is a borderline MLS guy. Like, I think he's a guy who should be getting some more minutes, but he clearly has gotten games in MLS level. So he is a good keeper. And you saw what he was able to do on display. Like, he wasn't making these saves, but the way he was confident in coming out and getting the ball, and you can just tell that the defense was a little bit not bothered by the fact that we had a guest goalkeeper in when it's someone like John Kempen. So it made sense why they went and got him. It must have just worked out, and I am assuming it's a short-term loan. I don't think he's going to be here for the remainder of the season. But what better guy to go get as a stopgap for your Spanish goalkeeper than St. Kempen?
But now, what does this mean for Austin?
Sorry. No, yeah, but to go for that, we'll go there. But like, Landon even mentioned like Kempen had actually played with 8 or 9 players already. 8 or 9 players from Team 1, essentially, that are playing currently in this year. Stoneman being one of them.
That was brought up
Elijah,
in the vlog, too.
And yeah, so that's something in the post-match. Check out the vlogs that we have. So exclusive post-match interviews with all the players and coaches. But yeah, so as you were saying, what does this mean for Austin, right?
Yeah, so you kind of got a feel for the guy, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
I believe you mentioned earlier off air that maybe he's a little like banged up. He's not 100% fit, which is also makes sense why they would bring Kempen in, just to secure that there's going to be a solid goalkeeper. But Landon didn't mention, right now on the team, we technically have 3 very good goalkeepers.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. I mean, you were calling up the 14-year-old kid from Loyal Select who, bless his heart, maybe he's the greatest goalkeeper to ever not grace the field of a professional team so far. But you don't know that right now. Shout out to Sam. Buenos días. Saludos al mejor podcast team de San Diego. You're part of that podcast team, Alan. But yeah, so that's something that we'll hopefully get answers for. So talking about the lineups, right? So Kempen is in the starting lineup. He landed on Thursday, played on Saturday, which impressive. Elijah Martin, Kyle Adams, Stoneman, Charlie Adams, Colin Martin, Moon, Guido, Conway, Vassell, Amang. So this lineup was different from what we've seen. Obviously, a couple players.
I love this lineup.
This is different.
But I think for me to be the best lineup out there, you take out Conway, you start Toomey. I think that would be the best lineup that they could put out
right now.
But this is a very solid lineup to start off, right? It's no secret that I'm a bigger Nick Moon fan on the right back position than Jack Metcalf at the moment. Just what he provides.
You hate Jack Metcalf.
I do not hate Jack Metcalf.
Well, yes, Jack Metcalf.
I do not. No, like I don't know why you're trying to put that out there. Like I love the boy.
Jack, but you're safe here with Alan and I. Alan loves you.
But Nick Moon just provides so much more attacking, and he's able to get back much quicker than Jack Metcalf. So I do prefer him on that right back position.
Yeah, especially in a game like this where you're not expecting Hartford to really go for anything. Like they had a couple of moments, maybe. But you're looking at a team that isn't the most offensively oriented. They don't have tons of firepower on their team. They have a couple good guys, but you have to basically are saying we're going to play kind of three at the back almost. This is a little bit more old school San Diego Loyal, where Nick Moon is an offensive player. You're almost lining him up essentially as a midfielder, or almost like a right winger, if you will, if that makes sense. But also can drop back in and play some defense if you need to. But it just gives you more offensive firepower going forward. And I think that you saw what Loyola was trying to do is they maybe weren't trying to outpossess Hartford like they would normally do. And the statistics bear that out, that Hartford had a majority of possession, even in the first half, where I think Loyola played a little bit more on the front foot. But you have this essentially kind of five in the middle, where you have Colin Martin doing the thing. I thought he had a really nice game in the middle there. And then essentially you kind of have two triangles left and right of him on the pitch, right? You have Adams getting a little bit further forward and creating just some really nice one-touch plays. With Guido had a really, really, really nice game too. It's nice to see him kind of back into the form that we saw him in the beginning of the season, where people were claiming, calling him the MVP of USL for a minute, which I don't think is a bad shout. And then you basically have like, who are you going to cover? Are you going to cover Among? Are you going to cover Vassell? And Vassell was dropping a little bit deeper to get on the ball, and Among was just like a little like a bulldozer out there. Playing very aggressive, very physical, in a different style of physicality to Kyle Vassell, right? Kyle Vassell is kind of on the defender and will get you to hold him and try to spin off of you. Whereas Thomas Among likes a little bit more of like to run at guys and make them a little bit nervous in the back line. I thought both guys played those games really, really well as well. It was just a really fun game to watch. Maybe not like the best executed game plan for Loyal. If we're looking at like, hey, we want to possess, we want to put players in good spots through controlled possession. But they were just so fast and so cutthroat that they almost didn't need to play that way. It was like kind of a different way to play. Really direct, really vertical, and it was really fun to watch them play, especially that first half. There was some really, really, really beautiful play.
Yeah, and I think everything started to change once the manager for Hartford Athletic was ejected from the match, because that did happen. I don't know if you caught this, Alan, but he was actually still in the stands.
He was reluctant to leave, still in the stands. If you've seen that Techno Viking that's guarding USD at all times, the security dude, like he was trying to escort him out and he just wouldn't. He ended up there was pictures of him communicating. I'm not trying to rat anybody out, but there's pictures of it, man. Sorry. Communicating with the staff on the phone. You talk with who? I talked to staff from San Diego Low. We're not gonna drop names here, right? And he told me, he just won't leave. He's a nightmare right now for the security guards. This person said that maybe he can watch from the stands since we don't have cameras or TVs in the locker rooms. So they were nice enough to maybe let him do that. And then apparently he couldn't. He had to leave to the locker room, and he was just very reluctant to leave. He got red carded, in the 20th minute, something like that? Yeah. It was barely into the second half that he was heading up the ramp, and I got it on the vlog. That's why I kind of pointed the camera at him. Yeah. And I was like, wow, he's barely leaving, and it's barely it's the second half already.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, it was minute 23. Sorry, Alan. Where all that shenanigans happened. But, I think that's what it was.
It was funny on the broadcast. Cel Zizzo was talking about him showing back up again, and they're like, he's right down there shouting, and he's on his AirPods. Like, I think that whole scene was one of my favorite things that happened during the match, because it was like all over Twitter, people like taking selfies with him in the background of him standing up. It was a nice moment. It was one of those. If this was a top 5 European league, he would have probably been fine. He would have been in the owner's box with headphones on, and it would have been no big deal. But since USL doesn't have, especially the stadium doesn't have those boxes, like he's going to do the best job that he can, because it's delayed, right? The TV's probably delayed, so he probably wants to watch it real time to communicate things to his coaching staff.
Yeah.
And the only way to do that in USL is to be in the stadium. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So I give him bonus points for attempting and being stubborn about it. Like, I'll give him love for that. But yeah, that made me giggle when that whole fiasco was happening.
My money don't jiggle.
It folds.
Like to see it wiggle.
Show. But a good question here. How can Blake go back into the starting position? I think it goes back to what you were saying, right? So if Guido is playing the way that he's been playing and goes back to that form, I think it's really hard, especially with not necessarily how poor Blake's been playing, but just not what we've seen he's capable of. And so I think coming off the bench is a good position for him right now. Same thing with like if Amang was even coming off the bench, if that's fine, he has that power, has that speed, because then you have Toomey.
Yeah.
But
I think to answer that question, or how can Blake get back into the starting position, it's gonna be based on training, right? And all these lineups, a lot of the call-ups are based on training, how they're performing that week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, game time has to do a lot with it, but if he's training, he's playing really good at training, and he's making shots in, and then the 20 minutes that he's getting in the second half that he's playing, and he manages to just look good, make the right calls, make good runs, take excellent shots, maybe get one in, that's how he can get back into that starting lineup. But if he's not performing on the field and maybe at training he's not able to give 100% yet, it's very difficult to get back in the lineup, especially like you mentioned right now, Guido playing great. Colin Martin is our best player.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, he's the best player in the team.
Yeah, I almost would try to go on the locals thing and try to vote him for player of the match because I thought he had an amazing game. I think the Blake thing is also situational, like knowing your opponent.
Yeah.
And when you have a team like Hartford that you think you can be really aggressive and be fast and vertically attack, Jack Blake might not be your guy right now. But I think if you're trying to you're playing maybe a little bit more defensive game, I think that's where Jack Blake can feature, because he does have some offensive firepower, but he's probably less likely to get caught up the pitch than maybe like a Nick Moon.
Yeah.
And so I think Jack Blake is situational, right? And I think some of those guys we see, like the Metcalf versus Moon, it also is situational, right? When you want more defensive posture, there's guys that you can go to play those positions. When you want a more offensive posture, there's guys you can go to, which is great. Like, right, it's not just, hey, we have a starting 11. It's like we have an offensive starting 11. We have a defensive starting 11. Like, we have these pieces to give teams different looks and different feels. So teams have to prepare for multiple versions of San Diego, which makes it harder, right? It makes the coaching staff, the other team, think a little bit harder and think about all of the different permeations that Loyal might line up with and come at you with. That it makes training and preparing for them more difficult, which puts Loyal in a better position, right? Especially USL, where teams can be deep and not deep. Not deep teams can be predictable. And then you can defeat them by making them play the one way they don't want to play, or they only play one way, so you can mess that up. You're going to be more successful. Or Loyal can play a defensive game plan if everybody's healthy. They can play more attacking if everyone's healthy. So I think Blake will start situationally, and probably, because he started out with the knock of the season, maybe he's not quite into form yet, and maybe they don't want to rush him back.
And that's going to be the way to go. You can't rush a player back.
There's still a lot of, still a lot of time left in that sense, right? Season wise, there's still a lot of regular season to be played. So why rush it? Especially with the team that you have sitting in third place in the Western Conference with a couple of games in hand from fourth place. You're in a really good spot at this point. Looking back at it, and we were talking about Nate after the game did come and talk some shit to us about the 2-0 situation, as we mentioned on Miller Time, as far as like, do we feel it? Were we saying, oh, wow, it's going to happen. The crumble of the towers is going to start, blah, 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 blah. But we were saying that still. We did think that it was going to go some other way, but hey, it was a clean sheet. It was 3-0. And then overall, I think it was a good performance, a complete performance, something that Landon could have been proud of, performance-wise. And guess what? You got the results. At the end of the game, you could have scored a couple more. Corey Herzog really wasn't a factor in this game whatsoever. And it was a good performance overall. Even this goal is just, moving the goals and just creating chaos in the box. Marcel in the 82nd minute. Yeah.
I thought they were going to call that one off for a second. I was like, they're going to call us off, and it's going to be 2-0 still. There was kind of a moment in the end of the first half. I thought that Hartford had a chance to kind of get one back. But I think, again, John Kempen really did a good job of coming out and challenging. There was also the play where he comes out and kind of the ball kind of knuckles by the goal when they clear it out. So Hartford had a couple like half chances that made me a little bit nervous. But getting into the half up 2-0 was really huge for them, I think. If you let that last goal in at the end of the first half, and then I think that's where people go, oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
But I think getting into that half up 2-0, like I think there was like just a positive momentum going into that second half. And it wasn't like they were like killer in the second half, but I think they did enough. And then when they get that third, you're like, all right, we're gonna do the thing. We're gonna survive. I was a little bit nervous in the 70th minute when it was still 2-0, right? Because it was a cliche. It's the most dangerous lead in soccer, 2 goals.
Yep.
But it was a nice win, right? It wasn't like the best game ever. It was just a nice win. There were some nice moments when things didn't go quite the way you wanted it to. People recovered. John Kempen bails you out once. And like I said, like you guys said too, you keep a clean sheet.
Yeah.
And I think that was another huge thing for San Diego of a mental hurdle to get past is we've not had a clean sheet since Sacramento? Yeah, Sacramento in March was the last time we got through a game without giving up a goal. So this was like another monkey off the back too, right? Of like, hey, we can play a full 90 and not give up a goal. Yeah, it's against Hartford, but with the way this year's been going, Charleston Battery beat Pittsburgh like pretty convincingly. So like this isn't a season where you go, well, we should have won that game, or we should win this game. But it's just based on, it's like anybody can be anybody. And especially in the West, right? There's not a huge gap between the top and the bottom as far as, Monterey Bay can pull out a victory. You got Oakland, you got Las Vegas, who could be dangerous. We saw how RGV is. Like Orange County can still Orange County from time to time. They haven't been great, but it's still Orange County. So you look up and down the list of the West, and there's no sleepers. There's no one you can sleep on. So getting through the Eastern Conference, Hartford, who'd been on a pretty decent small little run of form, I think is a really something to be really, really happy about, and to celebrate, right?
Yeah, and not only that, they're back in their talk, right? The big talk is it's a fortress at Torero. San Diego Loyal at home is very good besides that Louisville game, which, again, not the starting lineup, right? So they're back in that talk.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And something interesting that Landon mentioned as well is that there's no easy games. Even if it's Hartford, at this point of the season, if you still want to make a run for playoffs and you're last place, you probably can. There's 20 games left in the regular season still, around 20 games. So it seems like Hartford can still play hard and just improve their game so much, and they're going to go 100%. So you can't really just lay off and think you're going to have an easy game. There's no easy games in the USL, as Landon said, and you got to agree with that, right? It's a lot of games left, and any team can still kind of make a run for it.
Yeah, Chivo, you're exactly hit it on the nose. There's 20 games left for San Diego.
It's like I do my research.
And San Diego's points per game at home is like, I think the best in the West. Let me sort this.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, their points per game for home points is one of the best in the league. They're 2.5 points per game at home, which let me find the East. There's the East home games points per game, and let me
USL
start descending.
fixture.
It's a little bit less than Pittsburgh, but it's second best in the league, first in the Western Conference. 6 home games, 15 points, and they still have a lot of home games left, and that means good things for San Diego right now, the way they're playing at home
the whole summer.
Yeah, so this is a good way to get it started. You bank those 3 points, because 3 points for 3 points, it doesn't matter if they're against the first place team, the last place team at the end of the season. 3 points is 3 points is 3 points, and so you're building that momentum into this Las Vegas game.
And as Kyle said, not sure if the team did focus on this on training, but the first touches were beautiful. 90% of them were beautiful. And it's just one of those games where, like, the team is firing on all cylinders. I do want to say, like, can we even get upset? Or is there a point where, like, you look at this and say, like, I've seen this before, where Kyle had a chance here late in the second half. You're already winning 3-0. It's 87th minute. But we've seen this type of play with from Kyle where he's not necessarily as clinical as he needs to be, right? So here he has a chance. The defender does God knows what. Has the ball, right? Oh, it's not that one. It's not that one at all. But you know which one I'm talking about, right? There was a chance where
he pick on the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Kyle tends to do that a lot, but again, he's still up there in the goal scoring too. He's your top scorer, anyways. So, but imagine if he was just clinical on those chances, how much of a bigger gap that he would have on
like
that run.
2 or 3 goals extra on that tally, I think. And
but on the flip side, I mean, he's got 8 goals. But on the flip side, I'd maybe rather him. Maybe he's like, hey, we're already up 2-0. I can be a little bit pickier here.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he gets in his head too much. It's almost like one of those, like, he had too much time as well. But I'd rather him do that in a game where we're up 2-0 than chip the keeper and come up with something amazing in a game that we're going to win versus, and then him be able to be more clinical or use that lesson to be like, all right, next time I will do this. And so maybe the next time he's 1-on-1 and it's a 1-1 game, he's able to like, oh, I've been here before. I can do it.
And the players watch film, so he's gonna look at that and he's gonna know what to fix next time, or just say, man, if I would have taken that step quicker here, I would have been able to get around the goalkeeper or something. So they'll take notes. These are professionals. They're gonna watch film. They're gonna try to fix their mistakes. Mm-hmm. Even in a 3-0 win, there's I think it was Charlie that said it, right? There's still stuff to fix.
Yeah.
They
can still improve. There's still improvements to be made, and I think that's the right mentality to be having after a 3-0 performance at home. Halftime, the crossbar challenge. And I agree with Carl. The energy in the stadium was so great, so good to be back. It felt good to be back on all fronts. But so halftime happened, Alan. We did not hit the crossbar. Chiva and I did not. I repeat, did not hit the crossbar. However, there was 4 of us. Right. So it's 4 people representing the YMCA. Yeah. And so, we're honored. Thank you for the consideration. And I really appreciate it. So we were lined up. We were talking with Manny Tree from Jammin' 95.7 and Channel 933, who's a new in-game MC for halftime stuff. So that's awesome. We're just going back and forth. And so he had the list set up. It's going to be Zulema, El Vato, Chiva, and me.
Yep.
Cool. Set it up. I kind of had a hankering for, I needed to, go to the restroom at some point, but I held it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be like 3 times as heavy as I would normally want to at this point. I should have offloaded during the game, but I didn't. So, yes, that is very much an excuse. But anyway, so
you're complaining about feeling heavier?
Last second.
Wait,
they're like, oh, so this is the order, bam, 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 and then our YMCA pals, coworkers, brethren, were like, nah, we like these better actually. How about they go first, and we'll go 3 and 4.
Of course, I had to go first.
I was like, okay, so we get there, we don't know what the balls feel like. People were like, oh, did you practice? You should have practiced. Like, no, the balls are hard, but they're light. And so it's just such a weird ball, the USL Championship ball from Select. And so we like felt one. We're like trying to convince like the ball kids, hey, let me borrow one. Let me pass it. And we did. But that didn't help at all. So Chiva was the first one. You sailed it over the bar. Terrible.
My leg's too
I was
strong.
second. Mine didn't go over the bar. It was actually a beautiful top bins goal, but didn't hit the crossbar.
I don't know about top bins.
The third dude, no se pudo, didn't make it. And then at the end, Sulema from YMCA Mission Valley, after some coaching and positivity from the YMCA, clink. And so that's why we say that we hit the crossbar, because at the YMCA
is one.
we are 1Y, and we all won at that point. Absolutely. So congratulations.
Shout out to Paul for this beautiful flag.
Absolutely. So that also happened. So that's why
That's like what is that guy from Gonzaga? The guy with like a mustache who played for the Lakers for a couple years and won several national championships or won several NBA championships, but played like no minutes. Like, oh, won, baby.
5 rings, baby.
Definitely. But yeah, that was fun. That was really fun, actually. And, I would love to try it again at some point in time. But that pretty much takes care of that. 619 Day coming up here on the weekend. We're going to have a live show, and we're most likely going to go ahead and be raffling.
And I think by live, let's just clear it up. It doesn't mean live on YouTube.
Like live streaming.
It's just going to be live in person. At Torero Stadium.
Right next to the Dunkin' Donuts, behind section 108. I'll just say behind 109.
Sometimes they put it on the left,
We'll be there. We're going to go ahead and be raffling some stuff, hopefully, more than likely, so just keep this in mind. A authentic San Diego Loyal jersey from the great folks down at San Diego Loyal. So you can be there. And
the new third kit?
Maybe.
We don't know.
We're working on it. We are absolutely working on it.
So I think the way we're gonna be doing this is we're going to be for for charity.
Yeah.
We're gonna be selling raffle tickets for it.
Yup.
We don't know, man. Probably $2, $3.
Yeah.
$5.
We'll do a deal.
Yeah. So we're gonna be doing that, and then we're just gonna be doing a raffle. Classic
Raffle
giveaway.
Soccer, AYSO, Come on down.
El tiquete número
Ugh.
345
Yep.
789.
And then everybody's like,
boleto.
If this was a public school, we would be saying, we will sell you a pencil. And if you buy a pencil, you'll get an opportunity in an opportunity drawing, because raffles are not allowed because it's gambling.
Can't use the word
raffles.
raffles.
Yeah. So
opportunity
you buy
raffle.
a pencil and you get put into an opportunity drawing based on you buying that pencil.
This is why I love after school, because we have different rules.
Well, no, the rules are actually the same. You cannot use raffle. Like, technically speaking, he's right. You can't, because it implies gambling, and it's not good. But opportunity drawing is positive. And
right. If you make a donation to the said charity that you are sponsoring, then you are entered into an opportunity drawing based on your donation to the charity.
I like that. Sam says if Kyle was a little bit more sangre fria, cold-blooded, he would be a menace. Still a beast up top. Agree with that. But again, there's still time for improvement.
Well,
there's still time
suggested donation.
Suggested donation.
Thank you, Alicia.
Thank you.
He would also, he probably would also be in a league or two higher if he was ice cold in his veins.
Oh,
all right. So
I
now,
feel like Alan, when he's at work, he just goes to the kids. Shoo.
Oh, jeez.
You're that teacher, huh?
You're that,
Alan?
yeah.
He's done it. Look at that smile. He's done that.
No, I think the
4K.
rudest I've been to a kid recently was he said something and I was like, yeah. And if I had my choice, I'd be Miles Davis, but here we are.
I like that.
Like I'm not Miles Davis, so here I am teaching you. Like, you have your dreams or wishes, or your wishes. So
I used to tell the kids.
I think it was like him, like thinking, like he was like, I want to hit that note, or something like that. I was like wishing I could hit that note. I was like, well, yeah.
I recently heard a case of somebody telling another kid, these are like 7-8-year-olds, who's like, you look like this, and the other kid was like, yeah, well, you look like you bring a weapon to school, and it was like, whoa,
yeah, I gotta talk to some parents.
wild. But talking about that third kit, okay, now that the loyal executives have left because we have thanked them and said nice things about their team, did you see the teaser, Alan, for this third kit? And I will welcome you to join in the conversation and partake in this discussion.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was like Chicano Park, Chicano Park, Chicano Park, some more Chicano Park, and then some like blurry horses.
Del Mar. There you go.
Which it might be Del Mar, but based on the rest of the video, I would believe that it is, and
East County,
that as well, which I'm guessing is a horse, right? It could be a cow. I don't know.
It's a horse.
I only have
That's
dogs.
a horse.
That's a horse.
That's a horse.
I've done
and
horseback riding camp a couple times actually.
And siempre leal is not English. So I'm
Thank
assuming
you.
that
Verified.
it's some sort of
Shout out to Roger in the chat.
right. I had to type it into Google just to make sure is simply leal
Simply
English. And it is not. And so I was like, oh, it must be some type of heritage. And then like, you're right. The blurry horses, you're like, I immediately thought Del Mar first because I mean, but then I was like, oh no, it probably isn't because everything else is all about Spanish. No, not Spanish. That's not the right one.
Chicano.
Like Chicano heritage. Right.
Wherever this noise is a little clicking. So, fun fact, I was supposed to be part of this Bridgeport Kata get up. Oh, you want me to keep going?
No, I was asking like, were you like?
Yeah, I was supposed to be there. What happened? Something happened. Oh, Alan. Okay, this is story time. Really quick. Long story short.
Love a good story.
Long story short. Very short. My sister dropped her phone at a park, and when she dropped it at a park, somebody immediately picked it up and stole it. And then this was at like 10 a.m. At 9 p.m. she tells me this, and I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do? She's like, but it's the last thing that my uncle got me before he passed away from COVID recently. I'm like, oh man, now I'm like Liam Neeson, like, okay, took me less than 24 hours to track this phone down. You can track it on the Find My app, but the cops can't do anything, absolutely nothing. But I tracked this person. I know where they work, where they live, where their friend is. I went to their friend and I walked into their door. I'm like, hey, you have a phone from us. And they're like, yeah, sure. Like, is it this
also on OfferUp.
They were selling it on OfferUp, and I was trying to meet up with them and then just pounce on them. Not the smartest thing I've done, Alan, but long story short, it took me less than 24 hours to get the phone back. And I was like,
I don't know who you are.
Like, it was
but
crazy.
I will find you.
So that's
and
what
I
happened.
will get my phone back.
So that's what happened.
All right. You could have said I was there, but when they panned, like as they pan across, I'm standing just to the left, and then they cut it off.
So the thing is that the team at Loyal, they have great individuals who work the cameras and the socials and stuff. And specifically, I'm talking about people who run the cameras right now. But they don't have widescreen lenses, unfortunately, so I couldn't make the shot. But yeah, let's.
Yikes.
You know what, guys? Yeah, it is Del Mar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where else is this?
Because it's the fair and everything's there, and everybody's in charro gear, and I recognize that little backstop.
To be fair, I don't make it on any of the videos because they don't have wide angle lenses, because I am wide, and so I never make the angle.
So, I mean, my gripe with this is that
You were very vocal on
there's a lot of Chicano Park, and I'm kind of tired of Chicano Park becoming stale and used as a marketing ploy and as a tool to try to sell and upsell jerseys that may or may not reflect values. Because I've seen the kit, and I've seen it. When did I see it? I saw it at the kit reveal for the first.
Me too.
Yeah, we saw it, right? So we saw the jerseys. They've been ready. They've been planning for this for a while, since the first kit reveal launch. And you've had this amount of time since then to come up with a genius marketing strategy. And the best you can do is just go back to Chicano Park and say, Chicano, here we go. Like, this is where all the Chicanos hang out. Like, no, like, it's overplayed. You've used this. I have it. I have sources that
There's so many spots. National City, El Peter Piper.
I've had sources that suggested these areas, such as National City, Chula Vista, even
San Isidro.
San Isidro,
City Heights.
City Heights. I mean,
Woo-woo.
take something else into consideration. But unfortunately, I don't think that
I mean,
cultural intelligence is cemented in individuals that are in charge of certain things like this, and it shows and it reflects, and I'm getting tired of it. And a lot of people are, and unfortunately, they're not having the courage right now. Not unfortunately that they're not have the courage, but they're in the situation where they feel like if I speak, I'll get in trouble. Not necessarily that they'll get in trouble, but that's just going to be washed off and ignored. And unfortunately, that's the reality of it, where that's how people feel. And if you're making them feel that way, then you should probably be looking inwards and saying, what are we doing that's incorrect, that's not going to be this? Because honestly, this is the path that people who are complaining about San Diego Wave are on. The people who are complaining, oh, Wave doesn't this and this and this, they don't appeal to be like,
They have their own.
they have their own things, but like, you guys have it. You guys had it. You guys have been here for 2 years. You guys had the culture in the grasp of your hands, and slowly it's like,
I mean, you were doing a
slipping.
pretty good job at it.
Alan.
I have two questions.
Yeah.
One is, was that a Russian accent? Is that what that was?
It's Jose Mourinho. Hello, I'm Jose
Oh,
Mourinho.
okay. Okay.
If I speak,
Close
I will
enough.
get in trouble.
The other, so I guess it's not really not really a question. I thought they did a really good job at the beginning of the season when they were highlighting all the neighborhoods of getting out and finding iconic locations throughout all of San Diego. And it's like, I know you have B-roll for that. Like, I know some of them are photographs, but like, aren't you taking video? And maybe it was like a different group of people back then, that they might not have access to some of those things anymore. But I think if you're trying to create something for all of San Diego and you're looking for, Brew agrees, you're looking for like diversity, like, yeah, there are multiple locations throughout San Diego that you can highlight to show what you're trying to show. And if it is angled toward more of the Chicano lifestyle, then sure, but like, why not highlight the plight of the lowriders, right? That's a big thing that's been going on. Brew is like hyped about the lowriders, by the way.
Yeah, no, like as he should be, because you know what, he is a local and he understands what things like that actually mean. And the thing about it is, like, don't just, again, be there. And I've come to learn this as well, like with my own culture, with my own like soccer community that has been here before we started the podcast, but we necessarily didn't pay attention to it, and that's shame on us. But here we are now trying to make good with it moving forward. But again, you're talking about it. We have like these cool stickers that Paul had. It was Paul, brother.
No, that was
No, it was
the boy, Papi Brujo.
Papi Brujo, with Filipino connection with the Mexican flag, with the loyal, like, things like that. Like, there's other fans that come to these games. There's other individuals that come from different parts. Alicia saying, like, at the Hall of Champions, there's such a rich history that just right there in San Diego, just in the middle of the city. Fun fact, I actually had my prom at the Hall of Champions. It was pretty cool. Everybody hated it, but I was pretty stoked about it.
Prom King Tony?
I was actually homecoming king, but they stole it from me.
Yeah, I was homecoming king too until I woke up and then went to prom. So this was kind of the rant I went on with Orange County and their Pride Night. Apparently, it did not go well.
Oh, sure.
They had one, which was like good for them. That was a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
But like, basically what I said was like, if you're going to do stuff, you need to be in the communities first, because that's the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
It's not just like, hey, look at us, we're celebrating this, this diversity this month, or this diversity this week, or we're checking this box, right? It's the work you do out in the community, and San Diego's done a pretty good job of doing that part. So the next part would be just like, when you're out in the community doing all the work that you're proud of doing, like, have these conversations about like, hey, what's the thing you're most proud of your community? What's, if I was like, what is the symbol or the location or the place, right? Like we talked about this before, like City Heights has that was it Rosa Parks?
Yeah,
like,
Sam was
park.
actually, Sam was actually talking about it. Sorry to interrupt, but they're overdoing and underdoing. It's cool that it's in our backyard area, but plenty of places to highlight too in the community: 3rd Avenue, Kimball Park, IB, Rosa Parks, and many more. Like, yeah, it's everywhere.
Like come out on a weeknight where like the park is just packed. There's like 8,000 games going on. I don't know how they fit them all out there, but
Yeah.
it's just like
Non-regulation
floodlights
sized.
and just
I play
like
on Fridays.
right. It's wild out there. And it's like think about how many cool shots you can get of people like actually playing the game that they love in the community that you're supporting. And like, yeah, Chicano Park is nice and it's beautiful and it's like
And
yes,
it's culturally relevant to the jerseys, and I will give them that. But
Right.
something else.
Bro, they
Right,
right
right.
on Chicano Park at Crosby, right underneath the bridge. There's a Sunday league there. Show up on Sunday, and you're gonna get Sunday league content, and it would have been great to see there. But I don't know. There's plenty of stuff, and they're missing it.
And even if it is like, hey, this is the Chicano Park inspired kit, sure, show some Chicano Park and show some Bridge Barcata, but like all of your commercial, all your hype video doesn't have to be one thing consistently. Because you're right, like the go-to place for them is Chicano Park because it is very photogenic. It is a very cool and special location in San Diego.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what it is, like the history is amazing and the art is like very moving and it's great. But you're right, it is like San Diego is more than that, and the Chicano movement is more than that. It's like a part of it. So like, yeah.
So the response to the, hey, let's go do it at Chula Vista, City Heights, San Isidro, like from, so the source that the response that the source got was, we searched our history, quote, we searched our history and we didn't have a lot of shots from a lot of shots of Barrio. So we'll shoot there, which is complete malarkey because there's files and I know you guys have been there. And if that's something that you guys need to figure out as far as where those SD cards are, well, then that's something different. But the fact is that you've been there and you've had photo ops. And I think this is something that is kind of like, why? Like, don't stage something when you can get it naturally. Like that's what bothers me is that it's organically out there. So it doesn't need to be staged and you don't need to taint anything that's so organic and beautiful that's been growing here in San Diego and in the home that it has. And Landon's been down there. Yeah, maybe that was a photo op too, getting his Bridge Arcata jersey and everything. And it's a great, cool opportunity for everybody. But no, those people are there. Like they're there on a almost daily basis somewhere in San Diego playing and just picking up the game. And it's just unfortunate that there is so much to do here in San Diego, and that goes for both Wave and San Diego Loyal. And we're talking about Loyal right now in relevance to this jersey and this mini package. Again, this is what 36 seconds that I'm just like about. Maybe the rest of the official launch is going to be all of whatever, but from what I see, I'm just like, okay, like here we go.
Hey Chiva,
Yeah.
do you remember where they did the Charlie Adams T-shirt release for his first San Diego goal?
Yeah, Chicano Park.
Chicano Park.
Yeah,
Just a wild guess.
the shot of Landon drinking Por Vida as coffee as Guido is like dribbling past him. It's like right there.
Chicano Park.
Chicano Park. The Dia de los Muertos, the Dia de los Muertos launch that they had.
Chicano
Park. Let's put a DeLorean somewhere. Let's drive it somewhere. The kit reveal earlier this season.
Oh, Chicano Park.
Of course, MLB The Show had a whole intro with Tatis in the beginning of it, and the whole intro was Chicano Park, which is different, obviously, but I don't know. Like, I hope things get better, and this is coming from a place of love and a place of obvious frustration because it saddens me that people out there don't feel like they can come out and have these conversations. And if it's true to the word and true to the letter that they are still what they are when they started San Diego Loyal and listening and are open as they are, then I wouldn't need to say, oh, well, you got to start listening. No, because people have been talking. You're choosing not to pay attention at this point. Don't be overly impressed by like the Aztec dancers that are there practicing every other
They're there all the
day.
time.
Oh wow, this is culture. Oh geez, guys, wow, this for us. You guys set this up. You guys are the best.
A guy in a cart selling elotes.
Wow,
has his
this
bag-
guy's genuine
man.
corn in a cup.
Oh.
Have you had corn in a cup? I mean, you love it, right? It's the best.
I don't like corn, but
Son of
I just don't. It's
Fuck, dude.
Fuck.
it's like a waste of energy.
Oh, you
Like a waste of
like
what?
you eat
energy.
it.
He said waste of energy.
You eat it, and then it comes out exactly the same. Now I
Well,
get it. Like I get the argument that it's a great
Byproducts
vehicle
of
for
corn.
all of
Al,
those.
you are not about to.
It is a great vehicle for eating all of the other delicious things. I'm just not a huge fan of corn. So like I can appreciate the love of elote, but I'm it's not for me, which means more for you guys. So
Much more. There's much more. I'm just gonna move. Wow. Tortillas, like just the byproducts of corn, is just fantastic. There's much more than Chicano Park. Parentheses. Even though I love what Chicano Park stands for, in San Diego, it's so diverse and huge. There's so much more out there. Have to agree with that. Yeah, it's very natural, organic environment that already exists there. And then 619 Soccer says, what? Now I want esquite. Esquite is that corn that you hate. But I mean, look, and this is coming from a place of love. This is coming from a place that insulted me this weekend, Alan, because they're like, oh, hey, you're going to start requiring these for on field, which get ready when you make it, because
yeah, we're getting vest on field now. Oh, shit.
that's what they're making you wear.
Yeah.
All right.
So Tony
All right.
Tony got to keep his because he needs to modify it so it fits. And
like a sports bra.
All right.
mine fits.
Is it just orange?
It's orange, and then the back says photo.
Sorry.
Please put on a shirt. God damn, dude. I don't know how you've been wearing that.
That has been it's been getting worn this whole time.
Oh my god, you're struggling there.
That's commitment to the bit, right there.
Commitment to the bit, 100%.
Yeah, straight up.
But again, it comes from a place of genuine love. If I'm willing to take off my shirt and have your logo across my chest, then there you go.
But yeah, you got to wear the vest now.
Didn't they try this? Never mind.
They did. They
did.
did try before with the construction worker ones.
I'm just gonna. So Vegas coming up.
If I speak, I get in trouble.
If I speak, I get in trouble. But yeah, so that's pretty much where I stand. So 619 Day coming up, pretty exciting after a good bashing of the club that we so wholeheartedly love. We'll be there on 619 Day doing a little pony show, and you know that's what we're gonna go ahead and have. We're gonna be there. We might enjoy the game as fans because we might not be allowed as media anymore based on the shit that we say. But again, I'm glad that I have a platform. This is me, Tony, speaking, in which people feel comfortable to say, yeah, this is how I feel, but can you help me? Not necessarily help me, but yeah, this is what's happening, and bring some light onto this because it's true. I'm going to be on the Loyal Locals podcast tomorrow, it seems, and so might continue this conversation over there. So shout out to them, to the boys. Procrastinating Puma going to 619 Day. Awesome. So we'll be there giving away probably a jersey, unless the club just rescinded everything that we've worked for based on these last 10 minutes.
That would suck.
Is he going to be a little bit late? Procrastinating Puma, or has he just been procrastinating, and this is his first game because he's been anyway?
Yeah, because yes, that's exactly why he was meant to go to the first one. What does Mike think about this whole situation? Let me tell you.
Wait,
he actually name dropped people. It was just not good for our image at this point. So
yeah, Mike's comments on this have to be censored. He doesn't use very nice words, guys, and since Loyal just had a YMCA night, we're gonna censor Mike today.
No, we're fine. We don't want to get in trouble. People are watching.
If you really want to know what Mike thinks, you can DM us, and we'll definitely send you his voice message about it.
Absolutely. Alan, what do you think this next weekend is going to bring for San Diego Loyal?
It's going to be another interesting matchup. I think Vegas is one you don't want to overlook. Maybe not the best road team, But they have some talent, right? Ever since kind of LAFC took over kind of their operation, and they're based out of LA, so it's not like they're traveling from Vegas. They're traveling from LA. They don't even like stay in LA. They just like drive out. So it's basically road matches all season for them, essentially. But let's pull up there. But they have a couple of really good players on their team. Starting with Danny Trejo and Cal Jennings. We remember Cal Jennings from the last time. He was the guy who kept us from getting a clean sheet. And their away form is actually pretty decent. They're averaging a little bit over a point per game on the road, which is obviously not the best in the West, because Colorado Springs and Sacramento San Antonio are doing pretty well. But they're kind of right in that Sacramento, Phoenix, El Paso range, and actually not too far below where San Diego is on the road, right? So they're going to be a tough matchup. Got some young talent. Again, Danny Crisostomo is another guy who's been in the league for a couple years. Started out with Orange County. I think he played in Irvine, if my memory serves correct, and then signed for Orange County. Vegas is not one to sleep on. They started out pretty hot, and then kind of didn't do as well as late because Danny Trejo has been out. They have just recently whooped up on Orange County. But again, they started out the season pretty hot. They beat Vegas. They beat El Paso. They beat Charleston, which is not that big of a deal. They beat Pittsburgh Riverhounds at home, another team that is a legacy team in the USL. And they've been pretty competitive in some of the games that they've lost, right? Never really getting blown out. Had a run of draws and some really close matches until Colorado Springs kind of whooped up on them. So they're going to be a tough matchup, but San Diego's never lost to Las Vegas, and I don't see it happening yet. But if San Diego plays their old school approach, this might be one where you do get a little bit nervous if it's only a 1-goal game going late. It's also a 3 p.m. on a Sunday. Weird things happen, right? That New Mexico game and the Sacramento game, I believe, were both kind of interesting, really warm. It's not quite as cool. It's not as nice at Torero. It's still nice, but it's not like the those Saturday nights where you get the really nice breeze. Like I said, with Danny Trejo up top, and if Kyle Jennings plays as well, they're going to give the back line some fits, and it's going to be an important match to keep those two guys down, and they're going to have their hands full. So if they can keep those two guys from scoring, I think they'll have a pretty decent night. But Danny can beat you with one kick, and we saw how Cal Jennings can play last year, and those are two really good guys who Cal Jennings been up and down with LAFC, and Danny Trejo is probably on that pathway, not too far away.
Yeah, I don't think this is a game where San Diego Loyal keeps a clean sheet again. I can see it being a kind of high-scoring game for them, but then conceding 2 goals as well. I'm going with a 4-2 win for San Diego Loyal. I do think at home they managed to just score goals, and that's where they get most of them. And I think Calvasel gets on the score sheet again. I think we might see a banger like a golazo, maybe a Jack Blake rocket. But I do think 4-2.
Just keep betting on red. It'll eventually hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be a good matchup. The firepower on both sides is interesting, tantalizing. But definitely a good matchup. I think it's going to be a 3-2 maybe. Like it's going to be a 2-2, and then Loyal going to push through. And at Torero, I think crazy things happen, and I think it's this year is different, and I think they'll be 2-2 for a good stretch. And then a 3-2 banger from, I don't know, pick a guy. Colin? Colin Martin. I'm okay with Colin Martin.
Scored some bangers already.
Ooh, I love a Colin Martin banger. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting match. Vegas does give up some goals. They also although they shut out Orange County, which again isn't that big of a shocker. But they've been involved in some pretty low scoring matches as of late, and their defense is getting a little bit better. I forgot to mention Mohamed Traore as well. Not that Traore, but a different one. So it's they typically get outplayed. They're a little bit like Oakland, where they get outplayed, and then still find a way to be kind of in the match. So if San Diego can come out big early, I think they'll be all right. But Las Vegas has been known to make a comeback or two, or put pressure on a team. Like the 3-2 loss to Colorado Springs might be what we're looking at. Is Loyal dominate, Vegas gets some little scrappy goals here and there from a Cal Jennings or they force an own goal. So I can see a 3-2. I can see a 3-2. But I'm hoping that with John Kempen between the sticks, he kind of solidifies the back line a little bit nicer, and maybe it's another 3-1, 2-1 kind of game. But I think it's going to be really hard to keep those two guys out of the net if they both start. So yeah, I think 3-2 is a good shout.
What do you think, Tony?
3-2. That's
you
right.
said 3-2?
Yeah, I said 3-2.
Excellent.
I think we're in line for a good time at Torero 6190. So come on out, try to win some stuff with us, hang out. We might have a mic, and you might be able to sit in and join the podcast. So that's kind of the idea there, where we may be able to get some of you guys onto the podcast, onto that semi-live, not live version of Two Balls and a Mic.
Stop by, say hello.
So stop by, say hello, take a train, take a plane, take a car. That's what the Del Mar Fair used to.
You missed
Where
Bum
the
at the game.
surf meets
Bum,
the turf.
Bum made a live presence at the game.
Down it all day. I'm excited for the fair, guys.
Are you really?
I love the fair. Like, it's my Disneyland.
I've only
I
ever
hate
gone
Disneyland,
once.
but I love the fair. Like, rope making, bro, I'm all for that. Basket weaving, let's go. All the yearbooks, fuck it. Right, Alan?
Did you say basket making?
Yeah, I love that shit. That's what I love for the fair.
I've been traumatized. I worked at a Boy Scout summer camp where I taught 12-year-olds how to make baskets, and it was
Extreme underwater basket weaving will be the next X Games sports. You heard it here first.
I quit.
Alan, you're the best.
Yeah. Thanks.
I really hope that it can be at Two Balls Under Wood on Saturday, and
I do too.
And our hope and that our dreams come true.
Yes.
And if not, we do seem to be in talks with for another time to be have Two Balls live at the game.
Yeah, because
Right.
they reschedule the match. I don't know if you noticed, Alan, on the
Monday.
day we
Yeah.
do episodes.
Monday night.
So people
No,
notice.
July 18th.
People notice. So we might get to do something at the stadium.
I was happy that they scheduled it. They're like, oh, Alan's going to be in San Francisco from the 13th to the 17th. Let's not schedule it on the weekend. Let's schedule it Monday
Yes.
when we know he's going to be back. So I appreciate Loyal. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys scoring a goal when I sent that out to the universe to get that third goal. I know it was an own goal, but I mean,
Hey, it works. You asked for it. You just
Right.
be careful what you ask for.
Gentlemen, it's a pleasure as always.
Thank you.
I'm glad that you guys hit the crossbar. And
Yes, we did it together.
Yeah.
It was a
job, guys.
team effort.
Yep.
So thank you, Alan, for joining us. We do have
Cheers, man.
a giveaway to do. So
Yes, sir.
Calafino has done that. Sorry, Alan. I mean, I don't know. You can Alan win it?
no,
He
Okay.
said
Okay.
no.
Okay. All right.
no,
Fine with it.
that would look bad. It would look bad.
It would. It
Yeah.
would. But you know what doesn't look bad? You never look bad.
Oh, thanks.
You
I
are-
tripped up my mustache. That's why.
Oh. I wish I could do that. All right. So this is how we're gonna do it, right?
We're gonna do a quiz,
gonna-
and people are gonna vote who they think is going to win, right?
Yes. And
Go ahead, just explain it all.
so yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and do one of the little stupid little online soccer quizzes that historically I've been great at, but last time you won and I disappointed everybody.
And like 90% of the people said
That's what
voted
it
for
felt
you.
like. Like to this point in this podcast, like I've been able to talk the talk and walk the walk, but the crossbar thing
lately,
that was
man.
the first.
You guys don't know how
Like,
disappointed he was about that crossbar.
upset me so much.
Like you, when we do challenge, you hardly ever hit the cross. I don't know why you were surprised.
What do you mean? I always
I don't
do.
know
I
why you
have
were
the footage.
surprised.
No, we don't have the footage. You
No, we
erased
don't
it.
have the
Oh,
footage.
You erased it. You
I know kinds of footage
Oh,
anywhere.
ow,
Last time we did a crossbar challenge on YouTube, I ended up taking.
So
that
what you're
win.
gonna go ahead and do is right now at the bottom where it says comment, you're either going to choose.
And this is if you want to enter.
Yeah, this is, and you got to be over 21. To enter, you get yourself 2 tickets to San Diego Loyal's 619 Day. And then you also get yourself a Calvino Añejo bottle. You get yourself some new Blenders glasses, sunglasses, and some Callaway golf balls. Callaway, fantastic
Plus,
product.
2 tickets.
2 tickets to paradise.
I got you 619 Soccer for that jersey. I'm not working at that school right now. It's summer break.
Sorry. So right now you're going to comment Tony or Chiva. If you think either of us are going to win, you can guess right now. We'll give you a heads up.
People doubted me last time.
We'll give you a heads up. It'll be guess the national team based on emojis.
Oh,
based on
great.
emojis. So that's going to be the category for this trivia game, right meow. And it'll be interesting to see exactly who takes it.
Yeah, so if you comment and whoever you comment ends up winning, you'll enter the wheel of luck. You're going to go to the restroom real quick while people vote?
While people
All right.
vote.
Go ahead. Put in your
talk to
comments,
the
guys. Put in your comments. Let us know. We're going to be starting the giveaway as soon as Tony comes back from his weekly bathroom break. 619 Soccer's rooting for Vamos, Tony. Arre, tío, eh? Arre, tío. Come on, guys. We got about 1 vote for Tony. Let's see who else wants to vote. It is to join the Calafino giveaway, the Father's Day. Chiba, don't let me down. Sam, I got you. This is a great Father's Day gift. If you want to give it to your father, to your mama, whoever you consider a father figure, this is a great gift for them. Alicia's going Tony. All right, Alicia. I see how it is. It's all good. Tony's probably going to win this one. Wink, wink, Sam. I'm making this better for you. People doubted me last time, and I'm going to get this right. I'm going to win. Tony doesn't know emojis. Still not watching the 2022 World Cup. Can't stand by Qatar's practices. I feel that, man. You do what you got to do. You going Tony? Damn. All right, Sam. It's looking good for you, Sam. I'm not going to lie. I am not going to lie. Sam is low-key a Chiva hermano. Deep down, he won't admit it. Come on, guys. Go ahead. Comment before Tony gets back. There are 10 people watching right now. I know you guys want to enter. This is to win a tequila bottle. Ricardo's going Tony. Man, you guys are gonna do me like that again. What was the song? Was it this one? It is that one. Come on, guys. Comment below. Someone say Chiva. Someone vote Chiva. If not Sam, if you're the only one that votes me and I end up winning. Oh, dude, I was about to say, never mind. I got Tony. Just kidding. Wow. If nobody would have voted for me and I win it, I would have kept the gift myself and I would have just. Kyle went Chiva. Thank you, Kyle. Sam, you got a 50-50 chance of winning this now, Sam. Most people are voting Tony.
Hell yeah, they are.
Yeah. Ha ha ha. Most people like Tony.
Hell yeah, they do.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 for Tony, 3 for Chiba.
Who's voted for me?
619 Soccer, Alicia,
Thank you,
Procrastinating
Alicia.
Puma, Ricardo. That's 4 for you. And then I got Sam, Kyle, and Chris. Alicia and Chris are smart.
Very,
1 for Tony, 1 for Chiva. You get the chance to go in either
those
way.
are
to
2
the
people who are
raffle.
watching probably in the same house with different devices. They comment at the same time. So shout out to you. It's fair play. Fair
See,
play.
Procrastinating Puma switched to Chiva, so now I got more votes. That is a lot of pressure now. I hope I do not let you guys down. We're going to give it 30 more seconds for you to vote if you haven't voted. And if not, that'll be it. And you guys will be the people entering.
Oh, boy. Let's see. Here we got Vamos, Tony. Chiva, don't let me down. Tony. So I'm watching the 2022 World Cup. Can't snap Qatar practices. Ow.
Yeah.
Tony. I ain't got Tony.
Hello, just kidding. Chiva. Should I change to have a bigger chance?
Interesting. Gonna switch as well. Chiva. All right.
619 Soccer officially didn't change, so he's on your side. All right, let's watch this.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you weren't gonna leave it on?
No, it's fine. I just didn't want to show all my.
Let's go, because after this, we will be talking everything San Diego Wave.
You a new challenge.
Oh, wait,
You
wait,
will
wait,
get
pause it.
10
Are we doing this turn by turn again?
No.
For whoever says it first?
Whoever says it first.
Gotcha. All right.
Whoever says it first.
Gotcha.
Anybody, last chance to change. We'll give you, because there's a delay, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go.
Here we go. Fabricio Romano.
10 points for each correct question. Let's get started. First question.
Modric.
Croatia.
Oh, we're guessing fucking teams. Fuck. Ah, I'm so dumb. You could see it over there first. That's not fair. That's not fair.
What do you mean?
I can't see it live here.
Okay, yes. However, comma, you had a lot of time.
No,
to
that's
look
fine.
at
I'll
it.
give you that one, but can I watch it live here?
Want me to move this screen?
Yes. You can't move it on this one?
El nene?
You can't slide it over?
That to there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can. See what I have to deal with, guys?
I'm sorry. He has the monitor right next to him.
Because
I was watching here and I was watching
I
the delay.
am blind.
There we
People
go.
aren't going to like this at all.
You got the first one, I guess.
I did because you took forever.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Go for it.
Second
Cheater.
question.
Brazil.
Brazil.
Wow, you're mad I got that one.
I'm really upset you got that
Yeah.
one. I got Samba, World Cup. Brazil.
Brazil.
Brazil. Spain.
Yeah.
You got the picture of, you know what that is? Paella. You ever had paella?
Oh, yes, I have
And the
it.
answer is
You've had paella. Yo tengo paella.
South Africa. No. Oh, no. That's Senegal.
It is Senegal. I'm like, where's Sadio Mane from? Yep.
Let's go.
question 5.
Japan. I said it first.
Gave it to you.
Got
I'll allow you to get that
Sushi, Samurai, and
Pika Pika.
Pikachu. El Pikachu. You ever know anybody named?
Oh, they can't see apparently. You're on the wrong tab. Just have it on that one. Move the monitor.
Jesus Christ, Chiva. See what you have us do? See what you have us do?
Sorry. But now I have it
man.
nice. Now
See?
that's all your fault.
See, Chiva?
It's Tony's fault for going to the restroom, guys.
Is this what you want?
No. Just put it there. Wow, you just unplugged it.
Can you see?
I hope we're still live.
No, we're still live.
Okay.
Can you see?
Yeah, I can see. It's fine.
Fucking.
But can they see now?
Yeah, they can.
Or can you guys see?
Y'all on the wrong tab. Well, here we are. We're on the right tab now.
All right, let's go.
Japan, I got it right. What's the
Yeah,
score?
3-2, you're up.
I'm winning. Say it again.
3-2, you're up.
Can you see?
I can see.
All right.
Oh, no,
Poland.
Poland. Fuck.
The good thing is you can see.
Let us know if you guys can actually see now.
They can.
The answer is
Beam Poland. Polandia. Lewandowski.
next
one is
question.
mine.
Israel.
No. Ghana.
Egypt.
Morocco. It's not Ghana
Guess
because
the
of the Black
next
Stars.
one.
Uruguay.
Argentina.
Uruguay.
Balón de Oro. Messi.
Oh,
The
you're right.
answer is-
Because that's I was thinking, yep, you are absolutely right. Damn it. Whew. Paris. France.
Fuck.
France. Oh.
I was looking at the comments. I'm gonna look at the comments.
The correct answer is
Parlez-vous français? Sacre bleu.
question 10.
Qatar.
Boo. I refuse to answer that one, actually.
I'll take that fucking point.
I refuse to answer that question.
Okay.
Disgusting pig.
Canada.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Let's go. Ooh.
The Mounties, the
answer
Beaver,
is-
the Maple Leaf. This is not. Nobody's running away with it.
Guess the next one.
Ghana. Black Stars.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna guess Egypt, just in case. Just in case.
Ghana.
We're at 6. Uruguay.
Fuck.
The correct answer
What has
is
condors? I don't even know.
Ecuador.
Okay. I'm okay with
next
that.
question.
USA.
Fuck.
USA. The best country in the world when it comes to
When it comes to
when
what?
it comes to congressional hearings and the drama that happens. Oh, the boy, Captain America.
USA.
The
Guess
LeBron
the
James.
following question.
Turkey.
Fuck. Tunisia.
That's the. You might be right, actually. I think you're right.
Are they in the World
yeah,
Cup?
because it's. Yeah, you're right. You are
Let's
absolutely
go!
right. You are absolutely. As soon as I said, I was like, nope.
Mexico.
Yes. Yeah, I said it. Yep. Yes. That one hurt, didn't it?
Not really.
And the national team is
Oh, what's the national team, boys? Pyramids. Egypt. I'm gonna check if the boys. Holland.
Netherlands. The Netherlands first. If it says Netherlands,
Nope.
all I'm saying
Nope.
is, if
Nope.
it says Netherlands, go for it.
It's gonna say it's. I'm right.
Holland.
choose the correct option.
Egypt. No,
Sierra Leone. I don't know.
no. This is fuck.
Who's in the
Cameroon.
I think you're right. Yep.
Uruguay.
Yep.
The correct alternative is
Right. I'm right. I'm right. Yes, I am. Down by 1.
guess the answer.
China.
South Korea.
They are the Tigers because of that jersey.
Korea recover. It's the same shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Portugal. I said Portugal first. You know I said Portugal first. It was kind of like the Mexico one.
The answer
Yeah,
is
that's fine.
Next question.
Egypt. Yes.
Saudi Arabia. Gas.
Fuck.
Arabia Saudita, papi. Yes.
That's upsetting.
How
Yes.
many questions have you got right?
This is Hungary? No.
No, they're not in the World Cup
The
because they're
answer
racist.
is
Oh,
Fuck.
Belgium.
Belgium.
Oh, man.
Glad you didn't get it at least.
Germany.
Israel. Germany.
Germany.
Yes, Germany.
German Shepherd. Deer.
Wow, this is a close one. Very close.
We're tied 10-10.
No, I'm up by 1.
Oh no.
next question.
Fuck. I'm gonna go with
Denmark.
And the national team is
Iceland. No, they're not in. Right.
Serbia.
Oof.
What?
Blah, 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 blah.
I don't know.
I don't know this one either. Iran.
Iran. Ah, Cheyenne.
choose the correct option.
Denmark.
Denmark.
Right? Maybe?
Austria.
The correct answer is
Oh, maybe. Denmark,
Denmark.
yes.
Damn it.
Yes.
Sweden. Switzerland.
Sweden.
Switzerland.
Chocolate Switzerland. Yeah. Time. I don't know.
Because yeah. Oh, come on.
special bonus.
England.
I said it first.
We tied. We tied. Everyone goes in.
Everybody goes in.
Everybody goes in,
Everybody
guys.
goes in.
Oh,
That's
my.
only fair.
Wow. This is the closest one we've ever had.
Oh, man. All right. So, I'm...
Not Denmark. Yeah, Denmark.
Okay, we're catching up on these comments.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Sorry, guys.
You all get in.
Everybody gets in. That's only fair. All right. So,
Pull out
¿cómo se llama esa madre?
Uh,
What's the name of it?
Wheel of...
Wheel of Raffle.
Raffle, yeah. Spinner, Wheel of Names.
All right, Wheel of Names. So this is the last one we had, so we're erasing that.
All right.
Give me names.
All right, I got you. You ready?
Yeah.
We're going to go with 619 Soccer.
619 Soccer.
619 Soccer is over 21, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to go with Samuel.
Samwick.
Then we got Alicia.
Alysha.
Laysha, yes. And we got Procrastinating Puma. Then we got
Who else?
Ricardo Virgen.
Ricardo.
Then we got Kyle Smith.
Oh, the boy. Shout out Kyle Smith.
We got Chris. And I think that's it. That is it.
All right.
Should you shuffle it a couple times?
Shuffle it a couple times.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right.
Is there a time on the spinner or no? Like how much time it was spin? No, it's fine. All right, here we go, guys. Should we do? Oh, so my friend Pokilosa, when he does giveaways,
Yeah.
whoever it lands on is eliminated until the last two.
I would love that, but this is
Yeah,
part of it.
I know.
Procrastinating Puma. Yes, we can wait 3 months, and we will wait 3 months in delivery for your 21st birthday. 100%.
Oh, yeah, I'm down.
All right, ready?
All right, here we go. So whoever lands on wins.
I want to make sure people can see. All right. Ready?
All right, here we go. And the winner is
Alicia.
Woo!
There it is. So congratulations, Alicia.
Congrats.
The family is gonna be happy.
Well deserved.
With a well earned bottle of fine Calafino Añejo, some golf
Are
balls,
you
blenders.
both going to the game on Sunday? Because now you got two extra
you got two
tickets.
extra
And they're at
tickets.
109, right?
108.
108.
108. 108 is the section for these tickets. So congratulations. We're going to keep having giveaways. Thank you, Calafino, again, for that 20% off Calafino. Acafino Calafino. Use promo code 2balls20.
Congrats, Alicia.
Congrats, Alicia. With that said, I think we'll go into this next section again with how we started.
Hi, my name is Naomi Girma, and you're listening to Two Balls and a Mic podcast.
Damn straight you are.
Yup.
So shout out to
Naoma
Naoma.
She
came up to us, like she recognized us from training. She's like, "Hey, how's it going, guys?" I was like, "Oh, hey, like, and great." More coming up of that. But San Diego Wave play at home on a Wednesday, and they win a tie, 2-2 with a great performance from Taylor Korniak, getting a brace in that game at the day that she got called up for the preliminaries for the women's national team, her first time. So that was great for her. Great day for her. Scored 2 goals in that game.
She's been balling out for San Diego Wave, and like we mentioned in the last episode, right? Just how based on just how she looked, like you would assume it's she's a center defensive mid or a center back, and just the way that the speed that she has, the strength that she has up on top,
the
it's
control,
deadly.
and that's what Casey Stoney actually talked about post match of that Wednesday game. Where they did tie and come back 2-2, that it's not just like her height, her strength, her speed. It's just like her ball control, the skills that she has are incredibly well crafted, and it's very very young. This team here, San Diego Wave, having some great players. Again, Naomi Girma also getting called up, and we saw Sofia Jakobsson, who got called up for the Swedish national team today. So
And Sheridan's bound to get called up for Canada.
Yeah, and Sheridan's going to go up to Canada. Congratulations, she just got engaged. It was pretty cool. Yeah. But in any case, like it was one of those things where it was a great match out there. The atmosphere was again great for a Wednesday night.
You were there. I didn't end up going.
Yeah, so we were there, and it was a good match. Some good back and forth from that match. Morgan got slammed against the pancartas. I love the theatrics of like, what? Because as you can see here, she takes on everybody easily. Easily. And you're actually going to be able to hear the smack if you listen hard enough.
Oh,
Chamadrazote. Like,
and she was asking for a corner.
yeah, she wasn't even asking for a foul. She was asking for a corner. So, I mean, you tell me. Well, not there. That seems like a corner.
The
maybe.
ball's not all the way
The
out.
ball's still not all the way out. I think the last player defended. The player's like, oh, did I just kill royalty? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I just killed royalty.
No, and she was getting battered around this game, actually. Pride night out there for this match.
Just
this
her
turned
reaction, like, what?
I love that.
Yeah, refereeing has been a pretty big problem in the NWSL, right? And
Yeah.
just we'll talk about it more when it comes to the second game. But what were the thoughts for this performance?
For the
from
first
players?
performance, everybody was happy. As Casey Stoney said that this was the most complete and best performance that they had all season. And it was a 2-2 tie here at home. So that's good to hear from the coach that it was positive. The crowd came alive at the end. And it's really cool, the atmosphere. It's different from other games. But once it gets popping, it gets popping. And that crowd really just they're right there.
Yeah.
So they definitely influence what happens on the field with noise, the noise level, and it's just the awesome atmosphere that was on Wednesday. This last Sunday day game time, the first day game I go for San Diego Wave, actually, it was a toasty one. I had a hat and glasses, and it was all the rage.
You look like you were coming straight out of Narcos. Straight out of Narcos, the boy.
Where am I?
Let
me tell you something, Mike. This wave game, let me tell you something. It was really good, man. Las waves, las olas, man, they were good. Oil ring, man, it came over from all the way from North Pacific Northwest, man. And come on, Pelican.
Come on, look at the Pelican.
So they've had a pretty tough time against.
Sunday was a
rain.
lovely day for football, man. It was a beautiful day. I ended up getting a little sunburned right here. Look.
Yeah, we've been working in the sun for 40 hours. And that didn't do it. It was just this wave game that got us there.
So for this game, it was a shout out to who?
Shout out to San Diego Wave to actually hook us up with some tickets to give away for our place of work that will not be mentioned anymore because it's a different time now. And yeah, so we gave those away. And again, shout out to San Diego Wave who procured 25 tickets, and we gave away to families, and they really enjoyed their time. So thank you for that. That cannot be understated. So good things happening there. And overall, it was a good match. San Diego Wave started immediately by scoring.
This was the Alex Morgan versus Rapinoe.
Yeah. So Rapinoe was on the bench for the first half, and we were waiting to see, like, is she going to come on? Like, obviously, she's making comments of like, I want to be in the World Cup team, and she's up in age and up in but talent's still there, unquestionably.
I believe the words that Casey Stoney used for Rapinoe was, it's like fine wine.
Yeah, it just keeps
gets
getting
better as it ages.
Exactly. This chance early on, 5 minutes in, Morgan maybe could have located the goal a little better after a mistake. But it's that high press that we were talking about, that high press that they were putting on the OL Reign defense, and they really couldn't come out of their own half without having a dangerous play. Because, again, all the balls are a magnet to Korniak, and it always ends up happening where she's there. And
the first 15 minutes were probably the best from San Diego Wave, at least in the first half, right?
Yeah.
Just the high pressing was there. I don't know if maybe the legs were a little tired after that, just for so much running up in the box.
Yeah.
But then look at this jam from Sheridan.
Locating. Here you go, Alex Morgan. Great, beautiful through ball. And she slots it in. 7 minutes in.
Anything on her left foot it's bound to go in.
Yeah.
I give it a 75% chance that it's going to go in.
Yeah, and so that was a really good combination goal, especially as a goalkeeper. That's just the best thing that you can do other than score a goal, and that's literally where the ball starts, and this entire play starts out to the cove. Right there from the 18-yard box, launches it over to Morgan, who's absolutely ready to receive that and just goes through, scores it. Sheridan actually sprinted to the bench and just celebrated with her coaching staff and La Portera, and it's an assist, and she was beyond happy for that. So shout out to that. That's not easy to do. But other than that,
Procrastinator and Puma mentioned, sorry to cut you off like that.
Yeah.
Sunday's game, like, geez. Early on, they looked unstoppable, and then in the second half, they looked very stoppable. And yeah, and I mentioned to you in the first 15 minutes, like, oh, puede ser goleada.
Yeah.
This could be a trash. This could be a
could be
4-0 game
thrashing.
easily. And it didn't end up like that, right? But again, Casey Stoney was very happy with how they ended up getting this point. I think the point, just based on how the second half went, was very much deserved on both sides. Rose Lavelle is a baller. She's a baller, man. She just takes on people like nothing, knows where to play the ball. And Megan Rapinoe came on in the second half, Tony, and it was a lot of fun watching her play. I'm not going to lie. It was a lot of fun watching her play.
Yeah.
World-class talent.
World-class talent, and it's really cool to see that. You know, the last time I guess she was there at that stadium was when she filmed that thing for ESPN with Landon.
Yeah.
So she's been at Torero Stadium. She's been, you know, maybe not in the playing sense, but she's been there before. But now she's playing Alex Morgan versus Megan Rapinoe, two of the best players in the world.
They were on the same wing. So it was,
there's some good shots that you got. So we'll get that out for this vlog because we've had a lot of vlogs in the last couple of weeks. So we didn't have any vlogs, and now we had 3 vlogs in.
It's a lot of work.
4 or 5 days, which is fine. And shout out Pokelosa. Obviously, you also benefited from there. But in any case, we have some exclusive audio from. Okay, so the game ends 1-1 at the end. They tie.
Yeah.
They tie the match. Casey Stoney gets herself a yellow card. There's some yellow cards. There's some calls that weren't given. You're talking about the refereeing. We could say they can't, but the refereeing has been complete garbage going against Wave. Just any time Korniak or somebody just taps somebody else, boom, they go down. Even Jody Taylor, boom, foul, boom, foul, boom, foul. Anything on the other side, nothing. So that's kind of where it's like, what's going on? Like the ball at some point crossed the line, but didn't get called. That it crossed the line. We have the footage of it actually happening.
That was in the Wednesday game, right?
Yeah, that was that Wednesday game. So it's been a couple matches. Yes, a Machado Morgan commercial would be awesome. 2 number 13s for San Diego. But it was an infuriating match for the coaching staff for San Diego Wave.
So after every game, Casey Stoney walks off to the locker room to change into more comfortable clothing.
Yeah,
because
training
she has
gear.
to stay longer and stuff. And sometimes they stay after to train with the players that they didn't really get much playing time. So you were there, and she passed.
So she
by
passes
you, and
by
she
the little
saw
tunnel right before that hill, and she looks at me, and she obviously recognized me now from like with the flower shirts. Like, oh, you want a quote? Here, how about you get some better fucking refereeing? And like walked up. I was like, cool. Cool.
Off the record.
That's cool.
She
Well,
didn't
now on
say
the record.
that.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But in any case, like, if NWSL's listening to this, I'll take it as a great compliment. I will not pay for the fine, but like, sorry.
But there, in the press conferences, there's always there's a lot of people for San Diego Wave, right?
Yeah.
Some of the questions.
Here, we're gonna go ahead and play the post-match presser. First, you're gonna hear from Alex Morgan and Kelsey Turnbow. In a bit. In 3, 2, 1.
Blast off.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was tough on our legs coming into this game for a 3-game week, but I felt like we started really strong. And then there was, ebbs and flows of the game where we had to kind of dig in a little bit. But overall, I felt like we had a pretty good team performance, a really tough week. So it's nice to come out feeling good about this tie. I don't feel like a lot of calls went our way. Actually, a lot of calls went against us unfairly. But at the same time, I'm just proud of this group for kind of getting through this tough week and kind of showing a lot of grit.
Yeah, to build on what Alex said, I think we're so excited to be at home for a couple of games after being on the road for so long. Our connections are just getting better and better each game, and we created a lot of chances today. our grit was awesome, and it was tough playing 3 games in 1 week, but our determination showed, and we're really happy to grit out a point.
All right, we'll start here, and then we'll go ahead. Go ahead.
Hi, so obviously you were mentioning a lot of games on the legs. How is it going into this stretch of games when obviously you haven't had this many games back to back? What is that like as far as like recovery, recuperation? Is it more, just getting back and resting, or now it's just there's no time for a rest at all?
I think in between these games it was tough because like the review of the previous game to the preparation of the next game, and then also physically getting our bodies ready was just it was hard, and I felt like the coaches and our medical team did an amazing job of managing that, but I do feel like we're at a point in the season where we can do 3 90-minute games in a 7 or 8 day stretch. It's tough, but I feel like we're at the point where our legs can handle a little better than a month or 2 ago.
Just to build on that, we have such a deep roster to where we really rely on every single player to be ready to make a difference when we do have so many games in 1 week. So everyone's a difference maker, and everyone is ready for their name to be called when need be, so we can have such a great performance all 90 minutes consecutively for 3 game weeks like this one.
But yeah,
I was
so
not about to drink ice.
sorry. So that was Morgan and Kelsey Turnbow, who played in the first half, came out. You weren't a fan of how she was playing in this game necessarily.
Yeah, she's been struggling, I think. Again, she's very, very new to the league, so it kind of makes sense for a player to adapt to the league. She doesn't seem like she's going to be the star factor right off the bat, but she can get there. It's going to take hard work, and it's going to take a lot of more playing time, and she's been getting those minutes, so hopefully she starts maybe turning things around and just adjusting to the league a lot better.
Absolutely. And so you were talking about some of the comments. Again, this is a level of, I want to choose my words wisely, just because I know there's other people who are doing this and they do this for a living, it's bread and butter, but do better. Like what is this? Like,
can I talk about what was mentioned?
Go for it.
Okay, so Casey Stoney got asked why the yellow card, and she responds to the person that asked, "Did you watch the game?"
I mean, this is exactly what the clip is. So I mean,
you have it?
Yeah. No,
I didn't know you threw that in there. Go for it.
Let's hear what she has.
And why were you yellow carded? What's the backstory there?
Did you watch the game?
Oh yeah.
Do you think that was an acceptable level of officiating?
No. But I still don't know why you got a yellow card.
Because when McNabb went down for a head injury, our trainer didn't go on the pitch because I told him not to. McNabb got up and was fine. McNabb was then asked to leave the field, which isn't the laws of the game. She doesn't need to leave the field because our trainer didn't go on and treat her.
Actually, that was something that we were asked by one of the fellow photographers
earlier
in the game, and she understood it like that. And it's una doñita. It's an older lady, and she's the sweetest, the best,
she's so
the best, great camera work. But she was wondering, like, hey, like, why is this water break happening? What's going on? It's like, why does she have to come out? Like, well, it's because when the trainer comes on, as we explained to her, the player requires medical attention. Therefore, they have to come out. They have to ask to be come in. They can come back in. Okay, cool. La doñita, the lady, boom, got it. But again,
certain people just don't really get it, and hopefully they're learning, right, as this is happening. Hopefully they learn and they understand and they start asking better things. But Casey Stoney just seems frustrated. She doesn't need to be explaining this post game. There's better things to get asked and get out of this, right? So
yeah, I mean, this is like the pose.
What's it?
Like, hi Morgan, hi Kelsey.
And why were you yellow carded? What's the backstory there?
Like, really?
What's the
like? I'm wasting. No. For her, I'm wasting my time with this.
Yes. What's the backstory there? Were you not watching the game? Yes, he was, but he doesn't understand the sport. That doesn't excuse like this.
Did you watch the game?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I watched the game, ma'am, and I'll tell you, I still don't know why
Do you
you.
think that was an acceptable level of officiating?
No.
She's like, do you think that's an acceptable level of officiating?
Just trying to get
Nah, but here's the thing.
But
But here's the thing. He says No, as in like, I don't think it was a level of. You don't know what an acceptable level of officiating is if you're asking this question.
But still don't know why you got a yellow card.
But I still don't know why you got a yellow card. Well, ask the person next to you. Just ask somebody who's covering it. Do some research. Do some goddamn research.
Do your homework, guys.
Do your homework. And again, you know what? If this is what we're dealing with on our journey to the World Cup here in America, pinche pan comido. Piece of cake. Like, we're pundits. We are top of the line. We are already San Diego's #1 soccer podcast. So
tell your friends to follow us. Subscribe on YouTube. We should be at the World Cup.
Good point.
this
619
year.
Soccer. They're not used to such a boisterous head coach. Hey, Landon, why did you get a yellow card?
Hey, Landon, can you speak up a little bit? Landon, you're mumbling a little bit, Landon.
Colin Martin went down. And just got
I'm so glad he doesn't watch the episodes.
What's the backstory?
Backstory. Just
Show you a backstory.
It was just not a very relevant or smart question to ask after a game. It's just something the person was curious, asked the question, and Casey Stoney just obviously she's gonna let you know if she doesn't like the answer.
You know what is a smart and relevant question?
Casey, based on today's performance, what's something the team will work on or focus on during the week for next week?
The oppositions, Gotham are slightly different in terms of the way they play. Obviously getting in the final third was a key aspect. We created chances, now finishing them. So we'll continue we have to bring our load down a little bit. That's something we're going to have to do. We've had a lot of minutes in a lot of players now, so we need to be mindful of that. We've also got an international window coming up as well. So we'll focus on Gotham, we'll look at their threats and spaces to exploit, and we'll prepare the team as we always do.
So, I mean, soccer question, soccer answer. Look, we have to focus on the next game. We're load managing because they've been playing here. They're going to start playing in international duty, and there's a really, as Morgan mentioned, like there's a specific plan on how these things get rolled out. There are trainers who are specifically trained how many minutes, how many this. Like these are world-class athletes.
So let me ask you this, Tony. They're playing great. They haven't won in 4 straight games. They tied 3 and lost 1, I believe.
Yeah. So
or maybe it's the last 3 games.
No,
they
so
tied
last 3 were a draw,
and
then a loss, then a win, and a loss. However, that still puts them at top in first place of the NWSL.
with the game in hand and tied in points, right?
With the game in hand and tied in points with Chicago Red Stars, who they've already beat. Chicago Red Stars. I think that was.
It looks
last
like the
win.
team they're going to struggle with the most is going to be Portland. They still haven't been able to beat Portland.
Then you have Angel City, who won 3-2 against Louisville. Louisville, a team that took down San Diego Wave, unfortunately. But yeah, it was a great goal. They did seem to fix a little bit of those set pieces here against OL Reign. You have Rose Lavelle on the other side, who absolutely destroyed and killed them last match up at CenturyLink. Not CenturyLink. It is now called. I was there. What is it called? Not CenturyLink Field.
Never been in Seattle.
Oh, what is it called? Oh my gosh, what is it called? It used to be called CenturyLink when it was in FIFA. It's the Seahawks. The other one is T-Mobile Park, and the other one it starts with the C. Where does OL Reign play? Or the Seahawks? Or not CenturyLink. This is embarrassing.
Is it Lumen Field?
Lumen Field, yes,
Okay.
not with the C. So Lumen Field was the last time where they played. So they're going now up against New York Gotham. Gotham FC is the team that absolutely got walloped by Alex Morgan here at home with 4 goals. So they know what it's like. And however, they're still in the running in a sense. They're right underneath OL Reign. This league does have 12 teams, so keep that in mind. But overall, I think it's just a matter of San Diego Wave just braving those weeks without their top players, Morgan, Sheridan. Abby Dahlkemper is still out with the rib injury, so
it's almost midway through the season.
Yeah,
it's 22 games in the season. They're 9 played. Still plenty of games left, right? But you want to start racking up some points. So you want to make sure you at least win this game in New York. I believe it's New Jersey, right? They don't play in New York. It's New Jersey.
Yeah.
But you want to make sure you take home those 3 points on the road. This is going to be a crucial game. They've done it before. They can do it again. So what's your prediction for this game?
I think they're gonna win this game away. It'll be difficult, but it's gonna be the last hurrah for like the core of this team. So they're gonna want to leave in good spirits and good form and in good hands, and hopefully they can get that win. Maybe
another 4 goals for Morgan.
5 goals for Morgan. I think it's a cool 2-0.
I think she hits a brace in this game. I think she keeps up the run. I think she's motivated. She made the national team.
Made the national team.
So I think she's gonna be in very, very top form. So I do see her maybe scoring a brace in this one. And I do think they end up taking a lead and they win this game 3-1.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what we have for San Diego Wave. So good stuff with San Diego Wave. Shout out to the Sirens and everybody out there who make it fun out there and braved the sun on that Sunday day because it was a toasty one. But looking over to Nations League.
Oof. CONCACAF or UEFA?
So let's go. Let's go. Yeah, let's go CONCACAF. Let's go Mexico. Mexico plays Jamaica tomorrow.
They play Suriname, right?
Suriname. They had played Suriname, a island, a island.
So this is a tournament that we like to say, oh, it's not that important, blah blah blah. Mexico hasn't won it.
Well, is that why it's not important?
Absolutely not. It should be very important. So like in the Nations League, there's leagues, right? There's League A, League B, League C. So now it's League A. You have Jamaica, Mexico, and Suriname in the first group. Group B is Panama, Costa Rica, Martinica, Honduras, Canada, and Curacao in Group C. Then you have El Salvador, USA, and Grenada in Group D.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe it's the first place of each group that goes, and it's a semifinal match. And then right now, technically in first place is Jamaica with 1 win, 1 draw, 0 losses. Mexico plays them tomorrow, and that's going to be important for them to win. They did win 3-0 against Suriname. So I think the exciting part of this was Marcelo Flores ended up getting 10 minutes, and that was his first official minutes with the selección. Fuera Tata. Yeah, no, I've been saying that since like week 2, bro. But yeah, I mean, other than that, like, this is a tournament that it has to be Mexico, U.S. in the final, right?
It has to be, again, this game here played in Torreon. But it's made for that. It's a commercial type tournament. Like, they're friendlies, but they're trying to make an extra buck out of it. Like, I don't know. Like, again, Mexico hasn't won it, so it's kind of like, would it be different had they won that last Nations League? Probably not. Like, I still probably wouldn't have felt the same way. It still kind of hurts that that Mexico hasn't won it, but here we are. They still haven't won it. So
like they better, if they want to maybe just make something happen out of this World Cup, where it's getting to that infamous 5th game, or just survive the group stage and just putting in great performances, they have to close out these games and they have to look good on them. Obviously, that 3-0 win against Suriname looks impressive on paper.
yeah, Suriname week.
Suriname,
So
yeah, exactly.
They're hiring cab drivers to play goalkeeper. Like off the street. Like it's embarrassing to be proud of something like that. No ill will to the great people of Suriname, but you guys suck at soccer, probably. Like,
true, big facts. But yeah, like the Nations League again. Just it feels like a bunch of friendlies that just can win you a trophy, right? And same thing with the UEFA one. Like, if we move on to an UEFA Nations League, like in the League A, there's 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups in League A, which are the top tier teams. Like, when you see these teams in the group stage, like, it looks scary. You have Denmark, Croatia, Austria, and France in Group A, or Group 1, right? France right now, bottom of that group. Denmark with 3 wins, 1 loss with 9 points.
Denmark's just inspired. I think if the World Cup was in the summer,
if
Denmark
the whole thing
would
with
be
Eriksen
like semifinal.
If the whole Eriksen thing doesn't happen in the Euros, they would have made a run for it.
I don't think so.
Like semifinals, finals, like they were in playoffs.
They were in spirit, like they were inspired because their dude literally died on the field, and you were like, no.
No, so if that hadn't happened, like they were playing great.
They were playing great, but I don't think they would have made it as far as they did.
I think so,
I
man.
really don't think so.
But France and last in this group stage, they just lost to Croatia 1-0 today, and Modric ended up scoring that penalty. But Denmark tops the group right now. Then you have Group 2. You have Spain, Portugal, Czech Republic, and Switzerland. Spain up in first with 8 points. Portugal in second with 7. It has to be one of those two. It's crazy with Spain right now. Gavi already has a bunch of minutes with the Selección Española at 17 years old.
Yeah.
That's how young that core is, and it's the rebuilding process, but they're still looking scary good.
Yeah, no, they're still looking scary good. Unfortunately, Piqué cheating on Shakira is not good for the nation of Spain.
Yikes.
So, you know.
So he liked a tweet that was sent out that said, some people say Shakira has done more for soccer than Piqué has. And it's the video screenshot of Waka Waka and then the one for Brazil as well.
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. I 100% agree with that.
For sure.
Piqué,
Sorry.
Piqué. Like, come on.
Hey, 619 Soccer, your boy Piqué fucking up, man. Like,
and down and sideways, but not with Shakira. So
oh man,
that's the
unfortunate part. Single now, so
you have a chance, Shiva.
We have a shot.
You have it. I don't. I'm good.
Oh, okay, my bad. Group 3, you have Italy, Hungary, Germany, and England.
Oh, the boys hungry?
Italy topping that group so far, not making the World Cup, so they better make a run for this tournament at least. Germany in third, England in fourth. England, who has a lot of promising like star factor for this World Cup.
Yeah,
it's just they just always choke in big tournaments, and they tend to do that a lot. So, and then for last League A Group 4, you have Netherlands, Belgium, Poland, and Wales. This is a pretty scary group. Netherlands tops the group right now with 7 points. They had just lost a game, I believe. Who did they lose to? They lost to. Check for you right now. They lost to They tied against Poland.
The Netherlands.
They tied against Poland 2-2, and Frankie de Jong had put on Instagram like, not the result we wanted, but we'll get him next time. And then somebody screenshotted that and said, wow, he sounds like a United player already.
Ukraine, Ireland, Scotland, Armenia, Israel, Iceland, Albania.
Those are the League B. That's like the JV.
The JV
themes.
But in any case, this is a JV tournament up and down. So what are we even?
Yeah,
what are we doing here? Giorgio Chiellini joining LAFC's biggest news. We could probably talk to Giorgio Chiellini in the coming weeks. If
Gabi
really wanted to.
You mean? Yes, because Gabi stepdad. Oh man, but yeah, dude, that Nations League. It's a bunch of friendlies to win a trophy. I think that's what it is.
Isn't that what soccer is? Just a bunch of friendlies to win a trophy?
No. Some of them are competitive and they mean something. This Nations League, even Kevin De Bruyne said, this tournament was whatever.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody who supports us in the chat. We got
shout out to Alicia for winning the Calafino giveaway, Father's Day giveaway. So
thank God it was to somebody who's overage. Shout out to Smog Express, PB European Imports in Pacific Beach. If you need any type of smog brakes, anything, you got an auto, a vehicle, an import, or whatnot, check out PB European Imports and Smog Express now.
Make sure you guys check us out on 619 Day at Torero. We'll be up there by section 109.
Drink some Calafino tequila, 20% off, 2 balls, 20. Get your Calafino tequila online. Get the 20% discount on that. Shout out to Paul for that flag. It's
amazing.
Legit.
Amazing.
So cool. And thank you guys for listening to us and our malarkey as we head into a wonderful, wonderful week. And hope we can see you guys at Torero at some point.
Absolutely.
And
thank you guys for listening.
Yeah.
Appreciate every single one of you.
Bye.
Laters.